Denver Broncos made Chicago Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio the 17th head coach in team history on Wednesday morning. The longtime Bears coordinator helped turn Chicago's unit into one of the best in the NFL. He will now be tasked with trying to get the most out of his new players in Denver. Fangio still has to finalize his new staff out in Denver, but the Broncos have received high marks for his hiring. The Bears finished second in total defense in 2018, giving up 299.7 yards per game. The unit was first against the run, 80.0 yards per game, and seventh against the pass, 219.7 yards per game. Chicago was the top-scoring defense in the league, giving up just 17.7 points per game. They were also first in interceptions with 27 and third in sacks with 50. Fangio was with the Bears between 2015 and 2018 as their coordinator. He initially joined the staff under head coach John Fox. After Matt Nagy was hired last offseason, Fangio was convinced to stay on as Chicago's defensive coordinator. His hiring by the Broncos opens up an attractive job in Chicago. Denver's decision to go after Fangio had the NFL world buzzing on Wednesday morning. Scroll ahead to see what was said about the veteran coach and his latest move. Could argue Fangio and Bears were best DC and defense marriage in the NFL. Big loss for Chicago, Andy Benoit, @Andy Benoit, January 9, 2019. For Andy Benoit of Sports Illustrated and the Monday Morning Quarterback, he thinks Fangio's departure to Denver is a big loss for the Bears. While it is easy to understand why that would be the sentiment of some, Chicago is set to return many of its top stars from a year ago. All-pros Khalil Mack, Kyle Fuller and Eddie Jackson are all under contract for next season and beyond, and the majority of the starters are under contract next season. Luckily for Bears fans, Fangio won't leave for the Broncos job till they're eliminated from the playoffs. Andy, @Andy Carlson Show, January 9, 2019. Andy Carlson, who is a podcaster and on ESPN 1500, joked the Bears will have Fangio through their playoff run. Of course, the Bears were eliminated from the playoffs in the wild-card round against the Philadelphia Eagles. Carlson's Twitter account says he is in Minnesota, meaning he could be a little upset still that Chicago knocked the Minnesota Vikings out of the playoffs in Week 17 with their victory on the road. Damn, it hurts for the Bears to lose Vic Fangio. From the Sam Mills, Saints LB crew, through the Niners and here, he's obviously brilliant schematically, and breeds collective aggression, confidence in a defense with the very best. Good for him, but ouch. Come on Todd Bowles. Emmett, @MattSpiegel670, January 9, 2019. Matt Spiegel of 670 The Score in Chicago noted Fangio has been around for a while. He made a name for himself with the New Orleans Saints before truly getting recognized as one of the NFL's best for his run with the San Francisco 49ers. Fangio turned Chicago's defense into one of the NFL's best, and now it will be up to general manager Ryan Pace and head coach Matt Nagy to find a suitable replacement. Spiegel was hoping for Todd Bowles, but the former Jets head coach is heading to Tampa Bay. Yo, real talk some. Fangio is so deserving of a HC spot. He didn't betray Chicago. He went on to better his career. That's like you getting mad at a friend for getting a killer promotion. Take it easy. Carly Bell, @CarlaBell33, January 9, 2019. Carly Bell pointed out on her account how many fans on social media have criticized Fangio for leaving. Some have called him a traitor for moving on, but the majority of NFL assistants dream of the opportunity to become a head coach. Fangio was in a great position in Chicago with the players he had on his unit, but now he gets a chance to be the guy in charge and can run the entire team the way he wants to run it. Interesting schedule twists involving the Chicago Bears next season. They'll face Vic Fangio's Broncos and Khalil Mack's former team, the Raiders, in a city to be determined, on the road. They'll also face Matt Nagy's former team, the Chiefs, at Soldier Field. Masser 1, January 9, 2019 WGN Radio's Andy Masser pointed out the Bears will have a chance to go up against Fangio and his Broncos in 2019. The schedule will not be official until later this spring, but the Bears already know they will be playing against the AFC West in 2019. Additionally, their schedule will have Matt Nagy squaring off against his mentor Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs, while Khalil Mack will get a chance to against his former team in the Oakland Raiders. Loss of Vic Fangio is potentially massive for the Bears. He won't be easily replaced by any stretch. Jason LaCanfora, at Jason LaCanfora, January 9, 2019 This may be a bit of a stretch to say Fangio's loss will be potentially massive for Chicago. While it is never easy for a team to lose a highly regarded coach like Fangio, the Bears still have the vast majority of their defenders returning next season. The only big names who are set to become free agents are starting strong safety Adrian Amos, nickelback Bryce Callahan and outside linebacker Aaron Lynch. The Bears should be fine from a defensive perspective in 2019. The year before Vic Fangio came to Chicago, Bears allowed 27.6 ppg, most in the NFC. Bears gave up the fewest points in the NFL in 2018, 17.7 ppg. He transformed Kyle Fuller into a first-team All-Pro CB, and correctly predicted a Cubs championship. Impressive tenure. Zach Zaidman, at Zach Zaidman, January 9, 2019 Zach Zaidman of 670 The Score and the Cubs radio network had an up-close look at Fangio between 2015 and 2017. During that stretch, Zaidman served as the sideline reporter for the Bears radio network. He has since moved on to coverage of the Chicago Cubs, but Zaidman was quick to point out what Fangio was able to accomplish in Chicago. One of the most impressive things Fangio was able to accomplish was turning Kyle Fuller into an all-pro cornerback, and I'm very excited to see Von Miller and Bradley Chubb in Fangio's defense. Matt Miller, at NFL Draft Scout, January 9, 2019 Fangio is now going from a team in Chicago with a star in Khalil Mack to a pair of talented pass rushers. Bleacher Report's Matt Miller pointed out how it will be fun to see Fangio work his magic with all-pro pass rusher Von Miller and first-round pick Bradley Chubb. Fangio was able to get the most out of Chicago's pass rushers during his time with the Bears, and should see both Miller and Chubb excel under his guidance. One very real possibility is for the has 8 years of experience as an NFL DC, but hasn't done it since 2008. His contract is up, so he could go with Fangio, but likely wouldn't call plays there. Adam Hogue, at Adam Hogue, January 9, 2019 WGN's Adam Hogue notes the Bears could have the perfect in-house candidate in Ed Donatel for their defensive coordinator opening. Donatel previously served as a defensive coordinator in the NFL and helped with the development with players like Kyle Fuller, Adrian Amos, Prince Amukamara, Bryce Callahan and Eddie Jackson in Chicago. Hogue notes that Donatel's contract is up in Chicago, so it is also possible the veteran coach could follow Fangio to Denver. Nice hire at Broncos. Vic Fangio is a stud. At one point, he predicted the Bears to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. He had a simple message for Fangio on Twitter on Wednesday and is happy that Fangio has finally received the opportunity to be a head coach. Fangio spent many years in the league as an assistant before the Broncos hired him this week.